So now we are going to continue with the Deezer challenge called Context Aware Music Flow. So guys, it's all yours.
So hello everyone. So for those who don't know what Deezer is, we're a music streaming company based in Paris. So basically one of our biggest jobs is to recommend the best music possible for users. And one of our challenges in that is that we are available, our service is available on a large range of hardware connected devices. So we need to recommend music in any kind of activity. For example, a user who is working, a user who is commuting in a car, a user who is sleeping or cleaning or working out. And that's why we wanted to do that challenge, to challenge our participants to find the best music recommendation algorithm possible based on context of what the user is doing. So that's how we chose our great team. We wanted to have a lot of different profiles, so obviously machine learning, data science, UX, and front-back development. So that's how we came along with Albin, Alex, Fabian, Juan, and Mintz. Who starts?
Okay, this is a bit of the problematic that we have. This Deezer app is huge, and we were trying to make something better, something that they haven't done before, something that they don't really know how to get, and this was the context. So one thing is just to go there, play music, and receive a recommendation via tags. But then the idea of an app or an algorithm that really knows what you're doing and it will play the right music in the right moment is something that it was very important for us, and it was like the focus of our problem. How are we solving this problem? Well, we created this app. We call it Gene. We are still not sure why we choose that name. Actually, we made a little mistake there because we thought that the Gene was the good energy, but then it was the bad energy. But at the end, we kind of like the name, so we own it, and it's ours now. The important thing about this app was what it does, and it kind of like changed the way that apps normally work. We basically work with something that is not just an app for your phone, but it's like what we call a multi-device app. So it works with an Electron server. So basically it connects from different inputs. So you can use your phone, your mobile, your many other devices like Fitbits and other things. So all this data will be collected. And then when we collect all the data, we will combine it with all this gigantic database that Deezer have, and then we will match it with this algorithm and machine learning to kind of like get the right perfect recommendation. Also, we are very aware of how this life cycle of the users is, and how we will know when you're sleeping, when you're waking up, when you are doing exercise, and we will give you the right music. Also, we will know when you are with your friends hanging out, and maybe it's not only this app will work for you, but also for the people around you, and maybe when you are there and kind of like having some dinner, maybe you can just swap and listen to someone else's music, or maybe the music of Alex, but maybe you don't like it that much, so then you don't need to really mix that, but you always have the chance to kind of like be together, but a little bit separate. So I think that's very interesting. Now, Juan's going to talk a little bit. Juan?
Yeah, so like for this first prototype, we just like focused on like two possible contexts we could detect. We worked with chilling, like resting or just hanging out, and exercising, working out, more like a counterpart for chilling, which is like a more active state. So yeah, like we just did some tests with people like just sleeping around and chilling, and we had them use like a Fitbit, which is basically biosensing for heart rate and daily physical activity. And we then, like Fabian said, we gathered this information, and using like our recommendation system, we made like a more curated list based on well, the Deezer music library. So for Carlota, who was chilling a lot this Sónar, we had like a more curated list for her when she was chilling. So some uni- sorry, this is really. So this is like a list for her when she was chilling. And Carlota was also very active. So oh wait, why is this not? Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, so Carlota decided to work out a lot during Sónar because that's what you do in Sónar. You work out. Again, with Fitbit and biosensing, we curated a list based on Deezer's library. And because Carlota really likes rap music, the recommendation system linked her like for rap music into activity. So we have like the counterpart for being chilled is you're active, so let's play some more active kind of music, which would be yeah, like heavy hardcore rap, because apparently Carlota really likes rap. So yeah. Oh yeah, and these are like images from our app. Like this is the Yin app in progress. So yeah. Yeah, so, sorry, what? I don't know. And like we had some other users, not just like Carlota, but some other people that had different tastes. So different tastes take into account different kinds of music. So basically, for this guy, who I don't know who he was, but he was very kind and participated with us. For being chilled, he liked more like mellow but more rock kind of music. And when he was active, well, we don't need to see him active. It was like, yeah, wait a minute. He was more into like more rock and more metal kind of things. Sorry, I'm getting like very rushed here, so yeah.
Okay, just to have a quick check of our app, we managed to create a couple of prototypes connected together through Socket.io with different sensors. We get some data from Fitbit, from Raspberry Pi, and from mobile devices, and we used full-stack JavaScript multi-platform. And here is a little bit the platform in its current state. As you see, it's also a little bit, this is the Electron app, it's in a desktop. It's also a little bit responsive. And when you connect a device, like a mobile phone, then you start receiving data through sockets, and based on this data, you get recommendation, you get detected the context, and then get recommendations based on this context. So for detecting the context, maybe Alvin can say a couple of things, and for the recommendations, Mins? Okay, Mins.
Yeah. No, it's this one.
Yeah. To determine the suitability of the music, we trained a shallow neural network model. So we collected manually curated playlists from Deezer API. And also we regarded that as a ground truth of our classification. And we collected also manually annotated tags. So with that tag input data, we determined if it is suitable for this context or not.
And also with all this input from the sensors, we did some machine learning and we predict the context. So yeah, basically what we did.
So just to finish, what's next for us on this challenge? As explained, it's something very concrete we really use in our everyday work. And we really imagine reusing this work internally in the near future. So basically reuse the algorithms they develop, the model thinking, and the infrastructure. And very soon, more user interaction so that the user doesn't like what he's playing, so he can interact with the interface. And more multi-user use cases, so several users in the same room. Well, so if you have any questions, probably not time enough, but you can come along later.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.